I do apologize. I'm like showing my face this whole time. Sometimes when I'm walking down the road I show the back, but I have the... Excuse me. Touchscreen? Why aren't you touchscreening? Why is my... It doesn't really matter because I can't do it. Spin the camera around. Streamlabs. Okay, well, Streamlabs is broken. What's new? Knock on the house for Christmas jokes. It's not Christmas anymore, as people kept telling me, because I have Christmas songs stuck in my head. Do we need a hat? Well, it's raining a couple hundred meters that way. It's not raining right here. Also, I can't even spin the camera around anyway. It's not letting me spin it around. It's a double tap to spin around, but it's not doing it. But the touchscreen's still working because I can open up my Streamlabs notifications. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Cars. Stand to the side as much as I can, let them go past. Put camera above your shoulder and walk backwards. Yeah, easy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Let's see up here. I can get this working. So, yeah, I don't need the hat right now, so I can probably take it off. Then I can give you landscape views. A bit better. But I might have to restart Streamlabs because it's broken. Get a bigger thumb. I'd like to see your thumb. Probably an amateur thumb. Just a little baby thumb. Oh, what are you doing? Whoa. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna restart my Streamlabs because it won't let me spin the camera around. One sec. Alright, let's see. Will it work? Oh yeah. There we go. Sorry. There's water on my screen. My touch. It was hidden behind the microphone, and it made it so it thought I was doubled. Like I already had a finger on the screen. So it's very confusing. I don't have my microphone on right now. walking long distance hard endurance-wise with no end goal in mind? No. I spend more miles sitting on my butt and walking in a car. But you get used to whatever you put yourself through. So if I'm walking a lot, I get used to walking a lot. If I'm sitting a lot, I get used to sitting a lot. Okay. So okay. New charger gear, big batteries. Lots and lots of big. Okay. Sorry, just troubleshooting. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, whoa. Okay. Alright. Okay. Cool. It's lagging a little bit now, but that's okay. Alright. I'm gonna put this in my back. Then we'll go. I'm in your country, creepy yo-yo. You have a nice country. Hi, Hot Piccadilly. How's it going? Rotary gun? Not really sure. I'm near the cliff mower though. Best thing about what you're doing, Trevor? I don't know. This is the best thing about what I'm doing. Like, I like the freedom of hitchhiking. I like it fulfills my desire for adventure. I love the people I meet. It's like the day-to-day experience of what I'm doing. What's the gear you have? Like what you used to stream? I used to. Amazon gear list, but it kept breaking, so I stopped using it. Alright, let's wait for this bus to go. Where's this going? Ennis. Alright. Let's keep it going. This bag not be heavy on your back? It is a heavy bag. It's over 50 pounds. But I have a waist belt. This distributes the weight. Instead of being on my shoulders and back, it's on my hip. Oh, sweet. That was quick. Hey, how's it going?
What's up, dude?
Whereabouts you guys headed to?
Well, we're headed just towards Dingle.
Okay, well, anywhere that way would help me out.
Yeah, where are you headed?
I don't actually have a plan for today. I'm just heading down this highway.
Okay, yeah.
Just before I hop in, I just want to let you know I make a live video documentary on hitchhiking, so I have a camera on me. It doesn't have to necessarily be on you guys, but I do have a camera on me. Is that something you're comfortable having in your car?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Come on in,
Cool.
man.
All right, bag in the back seat here?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Got it?
Oh, yeah.
Right on, man. Where are you from?
Canada.
Canada,
Nice.
You guys?
New York.
Seattle.
Seattle and New York, opposite
Yep.
coasts. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm from Vancouver, so just south,
cool.
just north of Seattle.
What's your name?
Trevor.
Trevor.
Corey.
Clark.
Corey.
Nice to meet
And
you.
Clark.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
We just did the Cliffs and more.
How was this view today?
Well, we killed it. We got up there really early,
Yeah.
and there wasn't anyone out.
Okay.
And we like walked way down, and like there was no one there where we were, and it cleared up for like
Oh, did
few minutes.
it cleared up enough for you
Cleared
guys?
up, like, a few
Yeah.
minutes.
There
We
was
got-
like this beautiful, epic fucking, like just this mist rolling over the hills. And it
Yeah.
was sweet.
And then within 10 minutes or so, it was gone.
Dropped in
then
and-
we're like, all right, we did the Cliffs of We're out.
No, and I was here yesterday, and it was spectacular. Well, it was mixed of sun and clouds, but like
Yeah.
100% visibility, like you could see everything. And then you come today, and it was like this. But at least you guys got to see it for a few minutes.
Yeah.
It is pretty spectacular, and I feel bad for people that are going there right now.
I know. Same
You-
here.
You can just barely see the bottom right now.
Yeah.
So at least you can see the scale a little bit, but you can't see the whole landscape.
I know. And you just like we totally buses too, which was sweet.
Yeah.
How long have you been in Ireland for?
It's been just over a week. I took a ferry from Scotland to Belfast, and I hitchhiked around Northern Ireland to Ireland and down the west coast through Galway and then down this way.
Nice.
Yeah. Where'd you guys?
Hiking the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, past 8 months. I've been making like a live video documentary on hitchhiking. Did it through all 50 U.S. states, all 10 Canadian provinces, Iceland, England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Republic of Ireland.
So what's the premise of the documentary?
I hitchhiked for 4 years, 25 countries before I started doing it. Had 700 rides, and I wanted to show people what it's like live as it happens. So have either of you heard of Twitch TV?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just broadcast on Twitch TV, show people what hitchhiking's like,
Nice.
and do it every day.
How many followers you got?
31,000.
Damn. Sweet. So you live now?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
all day, every day.
How's it going, people?
What's up, world?
So you guys watch Twitch?
No.
You just know of it?
I just know of it.
Okay. But yeah, that's what I do. It's predominantly a video game live streaming website if you know much about it. But I'm the guy hitchhiking on it. The only one.
Nice.
God,
Alright.
every time a car comes around a corner, I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna hit me. Like,
These narrow streets.
well, it's just the opposite side of the road.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like, I drove for the first time this morning, and I did fine, but it's just stressful, you know.
And do you drive standard yourself,
yeah,
spec?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Which is rare in North America.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard to find them. Like,
We're here, 90+% of people drive manual transmission.
I know. I love it. It's so much more fun.
Yeah. So everyone says more fun and you feel more in control. That's the two things people always say.
yeah.
Yep.
Is it your first time in Europe?
Yeah, for me, we went to Amsterdam,
Yeah.
and we were there from the 22nd till the day after Christmas. And we
Okay.
came here.
Nice.
Yeah. I've been to Europe before, but this is the first time I've been to Ireland.
Okay. How are you thinking, or what are you thinking of it so far?
It's awesome.
Ireland's
It's awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's way better than America.
In certain aspects, it really is.
Certain aspects, yeah. No, yeah, like I did a 4.5 month trip around the United States this summer, spring and summer, and like I had a really good time. I met some wonderful people, had a lot of nice experiences. The hitchhiking worked well.
So, what do you do for work?
This is my job now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you
So
make
people
enough
just give
for it?
donations?
Donations, subscriptions, and ad revenue is enough to just keep hitchhiking.
Dude, that's great.
Sweet.
So it's an interesting lifestyle
You're
for now.
like a professional bum. It's awesome.
I'll give you guys a card. It says my name, Trevor Danluck, and professional hitchhiker.
Nice. Nice.
So you come to a Y. Right.
Do you guys, or have either of you picked up a hitchhiker before?
Yeah. Picked one up in Alaska once.
Okay.
Try to pick them up.
You looked pretty friendly, so.
Oh, there you go. That is the intended representation of myself I try to give. I try to look friendly. I try to not look like a dick.
Or a murderer.
Or murderer, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is what people, I think, first think of when they see a hitchhiker is axe murderer is usually what they revert to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I try to not give off that vibe. I do my best. So you're staying the night in Dingle tonight?
Our plan is we're gonna like head towards Dingle, probably stop and get some food along the way.
Yeah.
If we see somewhere that we want to stay that we think is cooler, probably just stay there. Otherwise, yeah, we're gonna crash in Dingle tonight, and then we're
Okay.
gonna wake up early tomorrow and just do more driving around, checking shit out.
Full day at
Nice.
Dingle.
Yeah,
Nice.
we're gonna get as much Dingle in as we can.
And where do you guys? Where do you guys?
Dingle jokes.
There have already been quite a few
Yeah.
jokes.
Where do you guys stay? Do you get Airbnbs and stuff, or do you camp or sleep in the car? Hostels. Okay.
Yeah.
We were thinking about sleeping in this car, but I don't think it's.
It's pretty compact.
Yeah.
It's pretty small.
I'm just glad we got the smallest car available because I knew the roads were going to be small, but I didn't know they were this small. Like,
Have you been on any of like the smaller side roads, like where it's pretty
Yeah.
much a 1-lane road? Yeah.
yeah.
The speed limit's like 100 kilometers. Like, how? Like, I can't rally this car fast enough.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to go right onto N67. We're just going to fucking take that down to the ferry.
Nice.
Wait, there's a ferry along this way?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's like a gap in the road and it's water. You're like on the other
What?
Alright, there's got to be a ferry.
Oh, there you go. Shows how much I know.
I got covered in mud.
Yeah, those trails along the cliffs there,
Yeah.
once you go off of the main touristy area, it's all, yeah.
I know. And people are walking through there and they're like nice white sneakers.
Yeah, I noticed most of the tourists there were not in hiking apparel. They were in, like, I'm trying to look nice.
Yup.
But also kind of look, yeah, anyway.
I want a model for LL Bean.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so glad go right. I'm so glad I brought my hiking boots.
Yeah, it was definitely needed along that path. But I hiked from the cliffs to Doolin yesterday along the coast, and it was
nice.
pretty sloppy.
Figuring out our directional. Go that way. Go in this Seattle. Two mornings of food.
People have told me this place is good for food,
Yeah.
This place?
or like this town has good
Really?
food. Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to find a pint and some
Bangers and mash.
bangers and mash.
We had the shittiest bangers and mash last night in Galway. Oh
Yeah.
man. We just were looking for bangers and mash and
And they're trying to make up for it today with some
Yeah.
half decent ones.
And like everywhere we went, we're like, do you have bangers and mash? And they're like, no, we already have a beer. We're like, all right, well, we'll just get an appetizer. So like, by the time we ate, it was like our third meal.
And then the bangers mash just
It was like,
they weren't satisfying.
they were like old sausages. It looked like it had come from a 7-Eleven.
Nice.
It was like yesterday's mashed potatoes, like,
Yup.
and like, we both literally were like, I feel worse now. Like,
So, Seattle, New York. How'd you guys end up coming on the trip together?
We met in Seattle.
Oh, you met in Seattle?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, because I used to live in Seattle,
Yeah.
to New York. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Then we're like, let's just go to Ireland. Ireland.
We were supposed to go to New Orleans last year for Christmas.
Yeah.
But I had a bike crash and I broke my neck
Okay.
and my arm and my thumb. So I've got to put a little kink in those plans.
Yeah, that would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, broken neck tends to slow things down a bit.
Yeah.
Was that pedal bike or motorbike?
Pedal bike.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty lucky to be walking, so I'm pretty stoked. You know.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Every day's a fucking good day.
I was in a neck brace and 2 full casts.
I had casts on both arms. Like,
For how long?
for like, I had the cast on for 3.5 months, but I had to have the neck brace for like close to 5.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
we'd walk into bars and people would just give them free drinks.
I had so many free drinks, it was ridiculous. Like when I went back home to Alaska to visit my family, I'm in a bar and I'm like, I would have to hold the beer with both hands
Mm.
because I only had one thumb. And I'm like drinking it, and I see these 2 cops, and they're like, take a picture of me, and I'm like,
The
okay,
cops
that-
take picture of
That's
you.
kind of odd. So then, I'm at like a family event, and my uncle goes, hey, one of my buddies is a cop, and he took a picture of you in a bar. But yeah, it wasn't that bad. I smoked a lot of weed.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I was in pain, but so I was just.
But everyone here is so used to it. It's normal. It's not dangerous to them.
But when you take away the muscle memory of shifting with your right hand,
Yeah,
it makes it. That's a whole other element to it.
that's true.
Like, we got the rental-car, and literally the first turn we were supposed to make, we made the wrong turn. We had to go in a loop. Like, okay.
Almost went down oncoming traffic.
Yeah, like
Opposite way.
we were in the wrong lane, and we were just gonna try to pull like a Philly turn, you know, like just go where we're not supposed to and get on the lane where we wanted. And like, I'm like, yeah, just go left. So he starts to go left, and I just see headlights. I'm like, don't go that way, don't go that way, go straight, go straight. Like, it was then you hit a curb right after that. And we're like, oh my god. It was like
good times.
fucking morning.
I can see, like, especially if you're starting to get a little tired or just not paying attention, like your instinct is to drive on the right side of the road.
I know. Yeah.
So like, you momentary lapse in judgment, and you end up on the wrong side of the road in oncoming traffic.
And like, you just naturally want to be on the left side of the lane, you know, like.
Yeah.
So you end up like putting the car in the side.
Made the sickest video earlier this morning. We were blasting the soundtrack to Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Like going along the coast, like it was awesome. Everything is so. All the colors are like more vivid. It's like everything's so green.
Yeah. How much longer you guys got here?
We leave. We're doing New Year's here.
Yeah.
New Year's in Dublin, and then head back the morning after New Year's.
Okay.
So that's going to be a shitty plane ride.
That is gonna be a shitty plane ride.
Yeah.
Is it direct at least?
It is.
Mine, I go to Amsterdam, and then from Amsterdam straight to Seattle.
Okay.
But like we're literally closing the bar down and going to the airport.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea, but that's what we're doing.
You know, if I miss my flight and I have to hang out in Dublin for a little longer, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I missed my flight from Iceland to Bristol, England. That's where I started this trip, was Iceland. Never missed a flight before, but yeah, that was my fault.
How was Iceland?
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Some of the nicest landscapes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Really good hitchhiking, and surprisingly for what I do, pretty good mobile connection.
Really?
Cellular reception was pretty good.
Yeah, how do you stream the whole time? Like,
I pay a lot for data.
It's an FPS.
Yeah, and the plan I
That's sweet, man. So on average, how many people are watching you?
midday, usually 500 to 700 people watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it builds up in the morning and tapers down at the end of the day when I'm not doing anything interesting.
Where's your biggest base?
US is my biggest viewership, but this is horrible viewing hours for US.
Oh, really?
Like I start, let's say if I'm starting at 8 a.m., it's midnight West Coast, it's 3 a.m. East Coast.
Yeah.
And then I stop hitchhiking by 5 because it's dark by 5. I don't hitchhike at night, and that's whatever that is, noon Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific. So by the time anyone turns on the stream in North America, I've pretty much done what people want to watch me do, and I'm just grabbing a bite to eat in the evening and finding a place to sleep. So. And that was my whole intention, was I didn't plan on doing this for very long, actually. I saved up a couple months of expenses, and I just wanted to show people what hitchhiking's like and show that it actually can work, because it has a very negative reputation, hitchhiking. So I'm like, I'm just gonna show what it's like live as it happens, and then it grew enough by the end of 3 months that it was sustainable. So I just kept doing it.
Nice.
Have you ever like had somebody pull over and then they like you like get a look at them and you're like, I'm gonna keep walking. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And whenever anything like weird like that happens on stream, those are usually the most clipped moments. Clip them online and stuff like that. So we've got one where it's just like guy pulls over and I'm like, hey, whereabouts you headed to? I always talk to people before I get into the car for that exact reason. And he's like, just get in. And I'm like, no, whereabouts are you going? And he's like, just get in the car. And I'm like, I'm gonna wait for the next ride. Thanks for stopping. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Close the door, walk away. So you'll get that on occasion. If someone comes across as drunk, aggressive, anything like that, then I'll just turn down the ride. And it's an awkward interaction to have when someone pulls over specifically for you, and you're like, no, thank you.
Yeah. Sure.
But when people watch this, some people have told me that, they're like, maybe I'd like to try hitchhiking. I just add the caveat that you have to have the confidence to be able to turn down a ride, because if you hitchhike enough, eventually you're going to get a ride that you should be turning down in the interest of your own safety, and you have to have the confidence to turn down that ride to someone's face.
Yeah.
Have either of you hitched a ride?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just once when we were was it inner tubing? We just needed to get back to where the car was.
Mhm.
So it was like maybe like a 10-minute ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to school in Montana, and
Okay.
there's no oceans there, so the thing to do in the summer is to float the river.
Mhm.
And you just go and there's like one long strip that everyone is floating down. It's just this like beautiful road, and so you just go down, float the river, have a good day, and then hitchhike back. But you're right, you have to be careful. Like I've definitely turned down a ride from someone that was clearly drunk.
Yeah.
Driving back.
No, and that does happen where alcohol or drugs come into play, and you'll have to either turn down the ride or get out of the ride once the alcohol comes into play or something like that.
Yeah.
But the most common reason I turn down a ride is someone pulls over and they're like, whereabouts you heading to? And they're like, I'm heading here. And I'm like, oh, actually, I'm going the other direction. Like, there's a split in the road or something. And I'm like, turn down the ride for logistical reasons, not actually character reasons.
Yeah.
But what's as far as interesting things from streaming, the most watched clip I have is I got picked up by a guy in Oklahoma, and we drove past a prison, and he's like, oh, I did some time there. I'm like, oh, okay. We started talking about prison stuff, and that was interesting to me. And he's like, yeah, I did 38 years there. So the clip part is that, and I'm like, so if you don't mind me asking, what'd you do to end up in prison for 38 years? He's like, shot my nephew.
Holy fuck.
I'm like, why'd you shoot your nephew? He's like, stole something from my baby brother who was in a wheelchair or something. So I didn't think he was gonna do any more shooting of people.
Yeah, 38 years.
Yeah, he did his time.
Yeah.
I think he learned the repercussions for that.
Do you want to stop and get some food?
Yes, I'm starving.
Do you mind if we stop and
Yeah,
get some food?
yeah.
You're welcome to join us too, unless you've got like, somewhere you
Yeah, I've had 3 Snickers bars this morning, so I'm down to eat something real.
keep looking there.
Also, the parking in Europe is very, like, people just kind of pull up and park wherever.
Can we just pull up and park right there?
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
All right. I love it.
That's what everyone else is doing,
Yep.
and then once someone parks like that, then everyone else does it.
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
Feel free to leave your stuff if you want, you know. Or you can take it.
I bring it with me everywhere.
Right on. Yeah, probably a better idea.
What do I do? There was one time, well, this was Portland, Oregon, so it's slightly different, but people were telling me to leave my bag in the car. I'm like, no, I'm gonna bring it. And then when we left, came back to the car, the girl that was driving me, it's all broken and stolen.
Oh,
Not that I think this is a high crime area, but
no, but I like it. Right on. It's awesome. Volkswagen up. Literally, it's got an estimation point once
I think, where was I? I think there's a place in Quebec, Canada that has an exclamation point in the town name. I think it's Quebec. And then there's one somewhere in Europe that, in England somewhere. I think it was
Oh, look at
near
this.
Cornwall. What's the place? The town name has an exclamation point.
Are you supposed to, like, when you're there and you say the name, do you like yell it like with like excitement because it's got an
Like
exclamation
get,
point?
yeah, I think so.
Awesome, I'm down.
It's the only way to do it. If you say it without excitement, then they're like, "What? Which town do you mean?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?"
You gotta say it again.
The other one.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay.
A westward ho with an exclamation point on the end.
That's what ho.
That's the name in England.
What about Central? Is it open? Bar place? Alright. So have you ever been to Amsterdam?
I have back in 2015.
I liked how it's like built for bikes.
Yes.
Like that was really
Yes.
cool.
Yeah. And a lot of Europe is quite good for pedestrian and bicyclist infrastructure. Makes it really convenient for getting around. And it seems in North America, like biking culture is like very fitnessy. People will be wearing like Lycra and like on their racing bikes.
Yep.
Or there it's just normal people smoking a cigarette, riding their bike down the road.
Yeah, and they're all like just cruisers, you know. They're
Yeah.
Like, you don't see anyone on like a road bike.
Yeah.
What is today? Friday. What about Tom Malone?
Try another town.
There must be something in town here open. This is a decent sized high street.
He's only like one.
That's true, yeah. Oh, so you're looking for a pint too, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm like, yeah, cafe would be open, but probably won't have a pint for you.
Hey, how are you?
the goal still bangers in there?
At this point, just anything.
Traveling by that means and able to translate that into something where I can sustainably do it full time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In fact, you're really pushed to not take any breaks. It's
Yeah.
pretty bad for like viewership and everything. If you take like a week or two off, you'll lose half your average concurrent viewers. Because people are invested in the trip and seeing where you are every day, and they're like, oh, you were here yesterday, where are you today?
Can we just go to another town?
Yeah, I'm not really feeling this place.
Alright.
No. Are you gonna anything here, or we're just gonna go to the next place?
Yeah.
Let's go to the next place.
Sorry, dude.
Next time.
I feel like I'm disappointing your viewers.
Yeah, they're like, we're these indecisive jerks.
How heavy's your back?
Give it a lift. It's probably 50-ish pounds. Thanks.
I mean, you're used to that pack now, aren't you?
Yeah, again, it's another thing to get used to. But yeah, by far the heaviest backpack I've ever worn because of the streaming equipment and the batteries I have to carry. This one on the bottom here is just these big brick batteries, and they're really dense. so that weighs a lot. Yeah, yeah. So always a lot of weight.
Use that cardboard to just stay dry while you sleep.
Cardboard I write signs on and then I'll sit on when things are wet. This boy looks good.
The music tonight. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Can we eat at the bar?
Alright.
Can we eat at the bar?
Yeah, you can do, yeah. And I might have some.
Thank you.
Stories that remind us where we come from.
I know. Place food quality wise, but
Our stories.
What are you looking for, like the greatest meal you're ever gonna eat?
I am actually.
You can beat the Q's and Cold by joining us here at 1 for the New Year's Eve countdown concert tonight at 11:45. Now, Leo is going to raise the goal shoulder.
How you doing? Yeah. Thank you.
I will always be right here for you. I'm truly, madly, and deeply in love with you.
What's this?
Ellie,
So I make a documentary on hitchhiking, and these guys picked me up hitchhiking. So now we're grabbing a bite to eat.
Are you successful with the hitchhiking?
Oh yeah, yeah. Done it in 27 countries now. 27 countries, 1,100 rides.
It's going to be garlic cheese.
4 years.
Garlic bread.
How do you fell into this?
Garlic mushroom spread.
This now. Through the documentary I make, the viewers kind of help me out financially, and yeah, keeps me going. Yeah, yeah.
What's the soup of the day?
It's homemade vegetable soup.
I'm gonna get that.
What is it? Homemade
Vegetable soup.
vegetable soup.
That actually sounds good.
Yeah. Vegetable soup.
No.
Definitely think our plan to just stay in Dingle tonight is good though.
Is what?
It's a good idea because we won't be there. We won't have to like get up and drive there.
Yeah.
Soup, yeah?
Yeah, I'll do the soup of the day. And can I get a Guinness and a water? Thank you.
I'll do the exact same thing.
Again, it's in the soup.
Guinness soup water. Oh yeah.
And can I grab the sausage, beans, and chips? And can I just get a coffee? Yeah.
Well, 27 countries done.
27 countries.
Hitchhiking.
Hitchhiking. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Well done.
Cheers.
How was it? Safe?
Oh yeah.
Time?
Oh yeah. Really haven't had a bad experience with actually hitchhiking.
Yeah. Well, I used to it years ago as well.
Oh, did you?
Good
Yeah.
fun, yeah.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it. So these guys picked me
On your
up.
own or with...
Just on my own.
picked him
They
up.
picked me up, so now we're
I
hanging
know you're
out.
best buddies.
Exactly.
That's brilliant. Oh my god. And where did you meet?
Us?
Yeah.
We met in Seattle. We just saw him on the side of the road and picked him up.
Where did you meet him at the side of the road?
Near the Cliffs and More.
Okay, yeah, and here you are now.
Here we are.
Yep.
Brilliant. You're American as well, yeah?
Canadian.
So you're all Canadian, yeah. Probably got that wrong. Oh no, Seattle, sorry, you said.
Seattle, New York, Canada,
Oh,
Vancouver.
fantastic.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cool, Russia. It's quite near Seattle, yeah?
Yeah, very close to Seattle.
Yeah.
So have you been there before? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've made quite a few trips. Just
Yeah.
nothing to do in Seattle. We're going to Vancouver.
Yep.
Oh my god. That's an experience. And where in New York are you?
I'm living in Manhattan.
Oh, okay. My
Yeah.
friend, she lives in Long Island, works in Manhattan.
Nice.
Best friend, yeah.
That's cool. She like
Yeah,
it?
she's working with Santander Bank.
Okay.
Yeah, she loves it. Yeah, she was so sick of Ireland. And
Really?
She gave up her job in Dublin. And she was in a really good job, and a bank in Dublin, and she was so sick of Ireland and men and everything, and she actually asked, she looked for a career break from the bank, and they wouldn't give her like a year off. She just wanted, I suppose it was the time of the crisis here, and the banking was going really terrible, and
Yeah.
it was such,
Cheers.
working in a bank, it was really hard as well. You know, everyone was slating it and giving out about, you know, people who work in the bank. So they wouldn't give her a year career break, and they were going to give her 2 months. She was like, no, that's not enough. And she said, look, I'm just quitting, then I just want to change. And they gave her a job in a bank, out in New York. Yes. Where's Daddy?
Kids are just coming behind the bar.
But where is Daddy?
I didn't expect that.
That's why this is way better than the last class.
That would never happen in America.
No.
I think those two kids are like twins too.
I'm surprised they didn't come out and pour themselves a Guinness.
Let's go. This is attached to their house, I'm guessing. And
Ain't nothing good unless you play with it.
food and drinks.
Here's some money for the
Nice.
food and
All right.
drinks.
Weezer.
Thanks
Your
for
food and
showing
drinks
the
are on me.
world the place that I
Thanks for showing the world the place, and I love
all the
to call
best for the
home.
rest of your trip.
That I love to call home, Scotland. All the best for the rest of your trip. Thank you very much, Lisa. Appreciate that.
Class. I love. You just sit there, just read the.
I'll sit there, read, interact with the chat. Like when I get picked up, usually hitchhiking, I kind of ignore it and I just talk to the people that picked me up.
Yeah.
So people in front of you take priority.
Yeah, definitely.
But when it's just me and the camera, I'll just be interacting one-on-one with.
And it's
Nice.
kind of your
One.
job, you know?
Yeah. And that's one of the
Kind
big
of
benefits
is.
of live streaming is it's live and you can interact with the person that's doing the stream. If you don't even acknowledge the chat, why are you even watching it live? Yeah,
that's the point of the
because you get that interaction. No, there's something to be said, like everyone in chat is kind of like watching it live, so in bigger streams, there's no way the streamer can actually interact with chat all the time. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
When how fast the chat's scrolling, but it's almost like being in a spectator sport. Like you're in a crowd of people, and you can see everyone chatting, and it's kind of interesting that way.
That's
But
cool.
it's a different vibe. But this is still, in the grand scheme of things, a pretty small stream, so I interact.
Nice.
And, you know, you're by yourself, traveling by yourself.
So
You've always
this
got
is
company. So
exactly.
you
Yeah.
know?
So yeah, I did a lot of hitchhiking without the stream, but I like it more with it because of that extra social interaction as I go. Like the longest weight I've had on stream is 6.5 hours, but I'm just like talking,
Nice.
shooting the shit. Doesn't really matter that I wait a long time.
Cheers. To
I'm
Erlen.
having a coffee, but it'll be here. Cheers. Want a Guinness now? Have you had a lot of Guinness in Ireland since you've been here?
Yes.
That's all I've been drinking.
Exactly, me
Guinness and
too.
whiskey.
Every night. Every night.
Like we just went on this long hike, didn't have a sip of water, but now we're drinking Guinness.
And we've been doing like 1
been
meal a day
It's
too.
No.
Like, not on
actually starting to
purpose.
take a toll.
Yeah. Amsterdam was definitely rough.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He got like sick by the end of it. Like I think he got the flu or something. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was like
Hey. Thank you. Cheers.
just a whole lot of partying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were
Every
you
night.
staying at hostels?
We stayed on a boat.
On a
Stayed on a
boat?
boat. Yeah.
It was terrible.
You would think it would be a good idea, but when you come home at like 4 in the morning and you're drunk
moving.
and you don't have solid ground.
You're like, and then also like, you know, we expected we weren't gonna have all the luxuries of staying in like a hotel or something, but like after like 2 nights of it, and we're just like, I just want to be able to get out of bed and go take a shower. Like I have to get out, go all the way to where the showers are.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any Wi-Fi either, which was made it really hard to like. We had to go to a bar somewhere and figure out what we wanted to do.
Because
We didn't do a whole lot.
we
of
did not
research.
plan this trip at all. We just got tickets and then
And somewhere to stay.
somewhere to stay for the first time.
That's my favorite way to do a trip, is rather
Yeah.
have it all pre-planned. But there are some difficulties in that. You miss out on some luxuries.
You do. But with the hostels, you can usually just find a hostel wherever you want to stay.
Yeah.
And there's usually room for you.
So, was this a hostel that was on a boat?
It was an Airbnb.
Oh, an Airbnb that was on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds kind of cool and unique, and then you actually do it, and you're like, oh.
I know,
that
the
wasn't-
allure of it wore off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We're just like, we're sitting there like swaying. Okay.
Like I was telling everyone I knew, like I'm like, we gotta go stay on a boat named.
I know.
Like,
It was like more about just hyping it up than it was being there. Because we're there, we're like, we're on the boat. Okay.
yeah, I was like, cool. So, and we didn't spend too much time on the boat, anyways. You know, there was one night where we hung out for a while, and we still even went out. We like left the boat at like midnight.
Yeah.
But we didn't spend too much time on the boat.
It was just there to sleep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Because
Well, what else are you gonna do on an anchored or like a moored
yeah,
boat? Right?
exactly. And we're like, no way, we're just going to Amsterdam and hanging out on a boat. Like, we're biked around, got away from the tourists. Like, you just have to do, and got to like just see some cool parts of the city. You know, and Amsterdam's beautiful. Like everything there, like the canals, every building looks like it's about to topple over into the canal, but somehow it holds up.
Yeah.
But-
No, Amsterdam's really nice. And then the contrast to that, it's still nice, but it's Rotterdam. Rotterdam was destroyed in World War II. Amsterdam was not. So Rotterdam's very modern because it was essentially 100% rebuilt. Not 100%, but
Yeah.
mostly rebuilt. And then Amsterdam survived relatively undamaged. So it's very much older architecture. So it's cool to see Netherlands, modern Netherlands, older. It's cool to check them both out.
So when you said you were there in 2015?
Yeah, so that was when I was just hitchhiking because I liked hitchhiking. I had a big 8-month around the world trip that I was on and went to a lot of places in Europe.
Nice.
Now I didn't stay places for very long, so I'm seeing a city. I'm there for like a day, if that. Just passing through.
Yeah.
Essentially, but I was doing it for the hitchhiking, not so much the destination, but the journey. I guess is the cliche.
Yeah.
The thing I'm doing usually when I'm hitchhiking. I don't stay too many places very long. It's just on to the next.
Yeah.
So some people will see that and be like, how do you enjoy traveling like that when you're not actually stopping and exploring these places? But I do really like the hitchhiking process.
Yeah.
Every day, unknown nature of hitchhiking, so you don't know where you're going to end up on a long distance trip. And I find that interesting. And then you
And
meet
the people
random
that you're
people
meeting.
every day. So you never know what you're going to get in a day of hitchhiking as far as people, as far as places, as far as things that happen. It's always just pretty spontaneous.
Yeah.
Just, that's what happened.
That's cool.
It's fun to look back at the end of the day, at the end of
Yeah,
the
it
trip,
seems
at
like it's
how things progressed.
It's like a different side of visiting a city, you know? It's focused more on actually meeting the people rather than like seeing the landmarks. And, But
So
you can still do that, like Cliffs of Moher, for instance.
Yeah.
When it's not completely fogged out.
and
Full of tourists.
majority of rides you get are from people local to the area. So I think it's a pretty intimate way of checking out a place you're going through because it's local people picking you up and showing you around. And
Yeah. For sure.
What did you do before you did all this?
I'm an accounting finance major. I got bored.
Yeah.
I didn't finish my program. I was right in the middle of it, and I decided I didn't want to finish it quite yet. And I started hitchhiking myself between trips to save up money. I worked in the outdoor industry selling gear,
Okay.
like just jackets, pants, backpacks, boots, all that jazz.
Yeah.
So I had access to cheap or free equipment. And then between those jobs, I went on trips and then came back, worked in that industry.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What are you guys up to back in the U.S.?
I got a new job in New York,
Yeah.
so pretty much packed up everything, sold most of my stuff, took a road trip across the country, landed
yeah?
in New York,
Yeah.
got an apartment, got a new job, like just kind of started over in New York, which is really sweet. But no, I work in finance as well.
finance, okay.
Yep, but doing real estate. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
And yourself?
I work construction
Yeah.
and I work as a welder.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
do a lot of structural steel. I like it. It's tough on your body,
Yeah, I've heard welding and all that. Yeah, that stuff
Yeah.
on your body.
but I mean, it's pretty much really all I know how to do. So I'm just sticking with it. So yeah, it's not bad.
Do you have like certifications in welding and stuff like that? Like welding,
Yeah.
you can do pretty well with welding. Because I like in Canada, the big thing was in the oil field. Essentially, you can get some really good work.
Oh yeah, you get a ton of money.
Yeah.
But you gotta know what you're doing. And,
Yeah.
And you have to be certified. And the tests you take are extremely challenging to get those certs to get those jobs.
Oh, is it?
You know,
Yeah.
Like, so they don't. It weeds out just the average Joe Smo who can just lay a bead, and like you need this pipe to hold however many thousands of pounds of pressure. If it blows, it could kill somebody.
Yeah.
Or say like what I do, like if I like put a bad weld and an earthquake happens and it's a structural member and it breaks,
Yeah.
then the whole building may just fall down. Like.
Are you liable? Do you have to have like liability insurance like a doctor would in case they screw up and kill a patient?
I'm not.
Yeah.
It's the thing.
I'm not. The
Okay.
inspector might be because
Okay.
all welds that are like really
Probably
important
covered
welds.
under your company's.
Yeah, like my company has
Insurance.
insurance, so like if anything it would be like my company, then also it would fall back on my company and then the inspector as well. Because if it's not like a weld that has to hold up to a lot of stress,
Yeah.
then they don't inspect it. But if it does, then they inspect it and checks off on it, and then it breaks.
So really no fault on your own because the inspector should have found it. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's
but
bad
I
bugs
always
sometimes.
Yeah, but, I'm a professional, so no bad welds here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
People are like Googling you, like, where's this guy work? I need to get out of this building now.
I strive for mediocrity. 50-50, good wells, bad wells.
Yeah.
How'd you go down the finance path? Was that like out of high school you took
Yeah, I
bachelor's?
like started off. So I was in New Hampshire, and then like did a year in New Hampshire, was bartending, and then was just like I grew up there, so I was like this kind of feels like a continuation of high school. So I dropped everything and I went. My brother was in Montana, and he was jokingly like, "Hey, come out to school with me in Montana," and I just applied and got in. So I just like I took off and went to Montana and like did a bunch of cool outdoorsy stuff, and was actually going to school for engineering, and was like, you know what, I went 3 years of engineering, and I was like, I just like if I can do it. It's just I don't really want to be an engineer, So I was just like, I'll do finance.
I think I'm good.
So I switched to that, and I actually really like it.
Yeah.
So, but then after I got a job at Boeing in industrial engineering, which is kind of ironic.
After you switched to finance?
After I switched, I got my degree in finance, and I got I'm like I think
Industrial.
maybe they like the math minor. I don't know, but like I got a job in
Interesting.
industrial engineering at Boeing.
Yeah.
So we just and then
Sorry.
what?
Eat some of that and tell me if there's nuts in it.
Allergic to nuts? Yeah. We can have.
I don't know.
Do you know if there's any
I don't
nuts
remember
in
Bible.
bread?
No, whole red.
Oh, alright. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, you don't want to go into anaphylactic shock.
I don't have my EpiPen either, so yeah. We were eating breakfast one morning,
Yeah.
and I was so hungover and so hungry. They bring me like banana bread, and I'm like, I pick it up, and I know that there's nuts in it. I'm like, screw it. I start eating it, and like I'm sitting there, and I'm like, this is a terrible idea. I'm having an allergic reaction. Like, I just muscled through it because it wasn't that bad. Corey's like,
Muscle
"Stop."
through an allergic reaction, is it?
He's like, stop eating it. Why are you eating
You're
it?
like, dude, it's so good. I'm like, dude, I'm not dragging your dead body back to someone who knows what to do.
Then after Boeing, you went back to finance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my whole family's back east, and so I was
Okay,
like,
you wanted to
I want to
jump
be
back
back east. I want to be within striking distance of my parents.
Yeah.
So,
New Hampshire's not far.
yeah, it's not. And so went back there, and like I would like, it was just like, no, what I'm doing. I'm like quitting Boeing. Like I'm not gonna work at Boeing anymore. And then told my boss, he was kind of just like, bullshit, you're not gonna do it. And then it got to the time where I was like, I had already like ended my lease, sold most of my stuff, and was like, all right, later, man. And moved to New York, and then ended up getting a job in real estate. So I really like it though.
How long have you been doing that?
5 months now.
Okay. Cheers, thank you. Yeah, very much. Nice.
Is it weird? You're probably used to it, knowing that people are watching you eat.
I'm used to it.
Yeah,
If
it's
you don't want
probably
the camera
weird.
on me you while you eat, I can turn it off, but some people find it strange.
It was probably kind of odd when you first started doing it.
The whole thing was very odd to me. I'd never been in front of a camera before.
Yeah.
I'd never done any of that before. So I was like really stumbling through the first little bit. But you get used to whatever you do. You know, be life on the road, whatever you do. Get used to it. Pepperoni fries.
Yeah. Delicious.
Yeah. You?
Do you have the Wi-Fi password?
Yeah.
Cool.
Connected to 2.4G.
2.4G.
73
73.
UXVY.
Wait, say that again.
UXVY.
UXVY.
8X. 8X.
8X. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Connected, yeah.
Just working on it.
Yeah, you should.
Do you get much time off?
You know,
Awesome, thank you.
since I'm so new at this job, I only had a day and a half off. And I went to my boss and was like, hey, I already have this trip to Amsterdam and Ireland planned. And he was like, okay. Like, so he's like, well, do you have the time? I'm like, I don't. He's like, all right. I'm like, all right. And then I just kind of, I took it off and nothing. I'm still getting emails from him. Like, it's still like,
Okay.
I get a
it's
text.
just kind of working. Like,
I get a text from him and he's like, I only have 2 days off or something. And I like, immediately I call him and I'm like, dude. And he's like, don't worry, we're going on the trip. And I was like, all right.
I was like, honestly, if they fire me, like, I can find another job, but I might not be able to go to Ireland and Amsterdam like my buddy Clark right now, you know? So why not do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of had to like, ask for the time off, and my boss was like, no, you can't have that time off. And I was just like, okay, well, consider the 21st my last day. And he's like, okay, well maybe you can have that time off. He's like, do you have to have all of it? I'm like, yep. Like, you know?
There you go. You know you're a valued employee then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If I left, it's just me and one other person, and then we've got like well, there's only 2 certified welders, me and him.
Yeah.
And we've got like a helper. So if like I leave, my coworker Chris, we've already made a patch. If one of us quits, we're both quitting. So he's screwed.
So essentially, it's a union in smaller version.
Yes.
Like, it really is.
So we'll be like, dude, did you ask for a raise yet? Like, I'm asking for mine today. All right, I'm doing mine too. Yeah, when we quit. text out. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it delivered, but it said.
Your carriers not in the U.S. not give you a bit of free roaming?
Well, I have like this really like half-ass carrier.
Oh, nice.
Like it's like super cheap.
Yeah.
And like I have like good service where I live.
Yeah.
And like I called them and I'm like, hey, like, do you guys have service in like Europe? And the guy like literally just laughed at me. he's like, really?
He has Cricket Mobile.
He's like, no, it's not gonna work over there. I'm like, okay.
That customer service, I love that.
Yeah.
Valid question?
Well, it's the closest like store to my house, and I've gone there twice, and there's been a sign on the door and it said, "Everyone quit, not open today." Like okay, like.
It's a good sign. Well-run business. I'm surprised they'd actually advertise that fact.
I know.
Like, closed for like
Repairs or something, not.
because it doesn't like when you think of a business you want to do work with, one that can't keep employees is it's not a good sign.
Well, I don't think the people that are. I mean, Cricket Mobile is just like it's like the budget cell phone provider, you know.
Yes.
So people are like, they probably customer service isn't the main reason why.
That's true.
I'll tell you this, it's definitely not why I use it.
What carrier are you on?
Verizon. I have to pay $10 a day.
Oh, wow.
And I know.
Was it? I think T-Mobile's the best for that.
Yeah.
Free roaming.
But I mean, it's not bad. Like, everyone has Wi-Fi, and then sometimes it's just better to completely shut off, like, disconnect from the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's 4:35 in the morning in Anchorage right now.
Really?
Yeah, like I just sent my mom a text.
New York, it's 8:30.
Are you still expected to respond in a fairly diligent manner
to
for your
emails?
emails? Yeah.
Yep.
He was gonna bring his computer, and I'm like, dude, no work on the trip, okay?
It was rough. Like, I was like calling into meetings on the way to the flight,
Yeah.
and like, in like waiting for my airplane, like dialing into meetings, and but then I was just like, look, you know, I'm not gonna be responding to texts or emails. If you need it, you have to write like urgent right on the front, because you get so many fucking emails. You're just like, you have to scroll through them, you know. You don't have time to read anyone, and I don't want to do that, you know.
Yeah.
God, I'm so glad we nailed that perfectly this morning, dude. Like,
I know.
The close there?
We did.
Did you get-
Let me show you a picture.
Yeah.
It almost adds to it, you know.
yeah, like,
That's actually really cool.
This
Yeah.
was right when it started to like clear up.
That's really that's nice. No, I say almost everyone today didn't get that. You
No.
showed that really early, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we.
Got there like, what, like 10:30, maybe 9? Around 9 or 10.
And there wasn't many people there. No.
No, there was like under 30 people.
Nice.
You kind of have to do it like that, especially in the States. All the national parks, you have to get there early or go late. You know.
But it seems in a lot of places, especially these main built-up ones, if you go more than a couple hundred meters in any which direction from the parking lot,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden all the people are gone.
I know you realize how lazy people in general are.
So what is it, in Iceland? There's like this lagoon at the base of a glacier, and all the ice breaks off from this glacier and into this lagoon, so it's full of icebergs, and it slowly works its way out into the ocean. It's spectacular, and they have a cell phone tower specifically for that tourist. There's no buildings; it's just a lagoon. But people are only in like a 100 kind of meter area. If you walk anywhere further than that, then there's no one. So I just walked towards the glacier, walked past a herd of caribou, like on your way to this glacier. I still have really good connection for running the stream and stuff like that. But people won't walk more than they have to see like, oh, that's pretty, and then they'll get back in their car and keep going.
I know. Every year, me and my two brothers, we try to do it every year. Fly somewhere, either in the U.S. or nearby, rent motorcycles and do like a motorcycle trip, which is awesome. Like last year we did, we fly into somewhere near Yosemite. We did Yosemite like on bikes. It was so cool. Like it beats being in a car any day. You know?
Yeah. I can see that.
Oh, that hit the spot.
Yeah, that was good.
Is the hunt for good bangers and mash still on though?
It never ends. It is a continuous.
Actually, I'm kind of mad because this is the first meal in Ireland that I've had that wasn't bangers and mash. So like I had a streak going. So how long do you plan on staying in Ireland?
Probably another like week to 10 days or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't really have too much of a plan. The deadline on this trip is really my sister's planning on having expected to have a kid at the end of January. And it's the first in the family, so I'm probably gonna go home for that.
Nice.
Their day.
I gotta ask.
Mhm.
What happens if you see a cute girl and you wanna? Do you just not? You just keep walking? Like.
Well, usually, if anything it's not going to be in the middle of the day, but you might hang out with them during the day, and if you progressed into something in the evening, it'd be like, okay, I'm heading to bed now. Good night, stream.
Yeah.
Just turn it
Host
off.
another channel, turn it off, and so.
You host another channel?
Yeah. So when you end the stream, you can just end it, and then it just ends the stream, and everyone goes off and does their own thing. Or you can transfer all your viewers over to another channel. Be like, hey, check out this person doing this thing.
Yeah.
So that like if they
then-
log on to your Twitch thing, they're not like it's just black.
Yeah, it's not just my
something
offline
else.
page. It's another thing going on.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you kind of build up relationships with other channels, and they do the same to you.
Yeah, and like as far as like building a stream, like it's the same kind of things, like networking, blah 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 blah, to like get business relations with other streamers, blah. Because then they'll host you and you'll host them,
Yep.
and you kind of help each other grow.
Nice.
Do you have to contact the sponsors and ask them to sponsor you, or do they contact you and they're like, hey, can we run ads? Like.
So I automatically have ads through Twitch TV that they'll run, and I get a portion of that.
Okay.
As far as actual sponsorships, some places will contact you. I'm trying to find like outdoor gear sponsors and stuff like that right now. That's what I'm trying for.
Yeah.
The difficulty there is no outdoor gear sponsorship or companies have ever done anything on Twitch TV because it's 90% a video game live streaming website, and that just doesn't make any sense for outdoor. So it's kind of untouched territory for them.
Yeah.
So you tell them that you have this many followers and this many concurrent viewers on Twitch TV, and they're like, but what's a Twitch TV?
Yeah.
They just don't know what it is. If it was YouTube, maybe at the size of this channel, I could have some sponsors that make sense as far as what I do on a day-to-day basis. I'm looking for apparel and hard equipment like tents and all that jazz to try out and test on stream. But difficulty is convincing these brands that it's a worthwhile venture to advertise on.
Yeah. Especially when you have a slew of like hardcore adventurous and mountaineers and these guys that are just like rock climbers and skiers that are doing all this crazy stuff, you know. It's good advertising for them.
You see, those doctors, they often don't take things as seriously as they should, you know?
Mistakes are made.
Yeah, mistakes are made.
Yeah.
Commiseration was always very nice to me.
Yeah.
Always very nice to me. Yourself, particularly.
Yeah,
at the moment. I normally don't drink, but I don't have a car at the moment, so I go and get a taxi home. So
We should definitely take it easy and not stay up till midnight tonight. I say that,
We've
but
said that literally every night, the entire trip.
the first night we were in Amsterdam, we land and we're like super like, you know, just jet lagged, and we're like, yeah, let's just take it easy. Fast forward, it's 5 o'clock in the morning and we're finally going to sleep. Like,
I know.
we slept until 1, 2. Oh,
Yeah.
we were so disappointed because, you know, we lost the whole day.
Because like it was a red eye flight. I was way too excited to sleep on the airplane. So I was like, all right, I've been up for 24 hours. This high is gonna wear off soon.
I know that was my brother's.
It didn't. We just kept going.
Oh, yeah.
I know the names, the codes.
We like stumbled back to the boat. We're like, we're on a boat.
So much fun.
And then a couple minutes of that charm wore off.
Yep.
Yeah.
In a couple minutes, we're like, we're on a boat.
Are you guys from the States?
Yes.
What part?
Seattle, New York.
Canada.
That's like miles away. Are you in college together or something like that?
No.
How do you know each other?
We met in Seattle. We picked him up hitchhiking.
Hitchhiking.
Hitchhiking, yeah.
The States sounds like a great place over here. The only place I ever went to was Miami, South Beach, and that wasn't the States at all. That was Cuba.
Yeah.
I was in November. It was impossible to get in. Absolutely impossible. It was the most impossible place to get into. It was in November. Well, it was all Cubans, and not one of them spoke English. It was difficult because there wasn't American at all. Should have gone up to Palm Beach, you know, like Florida, you know, and Europe. There was a few hard men there now, in Miami. Like, it's quite tough. It's quite tough. Even myself, we used to be very tough. And I went the glass of wine cost $20.
That's ridiculous.
$20.
Why don't you go to the store and get a bottle of wine?
$20 for a glass of wine, and you wouldn't be surprised how many people are in the 5-star restaurant hotel. Nobody. At $20 a glass, you wouldn't get anybody in the bloody place. You wonder why they're selling it at that price. You know, there's this thing called marginal rate of return in economics.
Yep.
I didn't get much. $20 for a glass of wine. It was the crazy prices. As we call it now. When I came out of the place, you know, below drives or what they call it in America, a hairdressing costs $100. For one day, $100 for a bloody blow dry. You get it here for €15. It's disgusting with the prices of things. But your money's no object to get Julia Roberts and, you know, that golf thrown down there in that island, heading away. But like, they're putting up the prices, all those actors and all that. Actresses where they can call their prices. You know? See, where's the apple again? That's Northern America, isn't it?
Seattle's the West Coast?
West Coast.
Yeah.
Is that in California?
No, it's in Washington. It's right by Canada. Up there at the top. I grew up in Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A very good friend in Canada. I met him years ago. He ended up as the vice president of BlackBerry worldwide. You know, he was very, very senior in BlackBerry. But I don't know how much went bust. You know, but it was a big thing about Microsoft. He was the vice president worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah, I met him years ago. A fellow called Hugh Hines. He's now works for a different company. He did books out of that. I don't know what happened to BlackBerry. He was the vice president. But Canada's supposed to be beautiful.
He's from Canada.
Yeah.
You would know, yeah.
My favourite singer's from Canada, Joni Mitchell. She was a Canadian.
Joni Mitchell was.
Johnny Mitchell.
Did I know that?
Don't know who that is.
Vancouver's awesome.
Vancouver's supposed to be incredible. You can't have, like, I had a student, I'm a lecturer, and she was from Vancouver, and I thought some kind of lawyer, and this sort of thing. He was a good lawyer, actually. Kind of, like, looked after prisoners and that kind of But she lived outside Vancouver, and the way she described it, just unbelievable.
Finish, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
The countryside outside Vancouver.
Where's your restroom? Restroom.
John the Dean.
Beautiful city.
Cool.
Beautiful countryside outside Vancouver. And how come you're in Ireland? How come you're in Ireland?
Vacation. We were in Amsterdam before this, and then we got into Dublin.
During the Wild Atlantic Way and the small and all that.
Yeah.
Canadian, American, Irish sit down in
Galway.
the pub and chat good.
Actually, all the Americans call it Galway, so you're doing
Well,
well,
yeah.
you're Galway.
Well, I was corrected right when I
That's
got
right,
there.
yeah, Galway. They call it
Galway.
Galway. You can see how they call it
Galway.
Galway with the way they pronounce the AM.
But I like Galway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I was at university.
He's got this
in Galway.
one.
My first
He's got this
doctor of mathematics. My first degree, my primary degree was.
How's it going, chat? Everyone.
Had a great time. It's a great city to be a student in. It really is a party, non-stop party.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but
It's very busy now. It's very
we're
hectic.
trying to like get away from more of the touristy stuff.
Yeah, it's very
It's very
touristy. It's
touristy,
very
so-
touristy. Very, very touristy now. And
nope.
it's lost some of its uniqueness because it's over touristy now.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I'll grab the tab for these two guys as well. I'll grab the tab for all three of us. Yeah.
It's a nightmare for a lot of people, you know. So West Clare here is not as touristy. It's much more kind of ordinary types, you know. And you're from Canada. What part of Canada are you from?
Well, near Vancouver. What you were
yeah,
talking
so
about, yeah. The West Coast, yeah.
And your friends from college or school or whatever?
No, they saw me standing on the side of the road by the Cliffs of
That's
Moher.
right.
And I,
Why where?
We were like, this guy looks
Right?
nice. Let's pick him up.
You picked up by the Cliffs of Moher.
yeah, had my thumb out.
What?
Had my thumb out.
Yeah, well, I actually have been doing that because recently people are thumping more than they did in the past because, like, I'm a lecturer, I'm a college lecturer. When I was a student, I used to thump. And a lot of students are thumping now, you know, because, like, the cost of cars and that. And so I pick up a lot of students, but...
28, 25.
And so you only met in Ireland? Hilarious.
We met like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Hilarious, isn't it?
We're like,
That's
get
good
in.
because I'm doing the same thing. I would never give anyone a lift, but actually I noticed a lot more students are coming, and you can kind of tell. I'd always be terrified of picking up anyone, but I don't remember my student, and I was sort of broke, and I used to thump. So I kind of think.
Can we
this fellow-
split it?
He looks alright. I'll give him.
I'm already covering it. Someone paid for it.
Oh,
thank
thank you.
Someone paid for it.
Nice, thank you. That's awesome.
You guys are
man.
awesome.
You
got some good fans.
Where do you stay? Hotels or?
Hotels, hostels. When we were in Amsterdam, we stayed on the boat.
A boat.
Yeah,
Was that quick crack?
it was interesting.
It wasn't lovely for it to pick up a friend and after Bishop Crack, and he's only down the road from you, like, hey, you better come in Seattle. What's right? Nice like to pick up himself and have a Bishop Crack.
Yeah.
Say no,
Yeah.
Crack is this is what's called the crack now.
Crack.
The crack is having this kind of chat and a bit of crack.
Yeah.
Cheers,
It's
thank
called
you.
having the crack. It's not
Okay.
crack cocaine, it's
I
having
was
the chat.
confused. Yeah,
We're-
I was like,
Crack
all
is-
right.
This
We're
is
having the crack.
You meet someone and you sit down and you have a chat and you know
have
you
crack.
change your stories about your life and you have the crack and it's kind of fun. A bit of crack. A bit of crack.
It is fun.
Everybody says it on it. Well, I've known people always ask me what's the crack. You know, and but my favourite phrase is what's the crack, what's the fun. You know, unfortunately not everyone has a crack story, but a lot of people. Yeah. So I come in here because barbands has to be very different. And what did you do yourselves?
He's a welder.
I'm a welder.
Oh, well, there's a huge demand now in Canada and all that for all that sort of thing.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
get them for love or money in Ireland. Like, you can't get a pastor here, you can't get an electrician, nothing. You get no handyman here. They're all in the cities. Because I don't know what happened with the bust. They all went abroad to places like Canada and Australia. And now you can't get a pastor, you can't get an electrician, a plumber. For love or money, you can't get those people. Do you know what I mean? And they're cleaning up now. Do you know what I mean? Because they've always looked down on, kind of like, do you know what I mean? I'm in a technological, I'm going to a technological university, I'm a mathematician, so I'm quite academic, but I never discriminated between one type of kind of talent and another. And I thought we weren't given enough kind of credit to the trades and to the talent that's with, you know, the ability to do plastering or welding or like that, right? And we discriminate and saying the name now. You can't get them for love and money, they're falling their prices. They get way more than the fellows with the degrees that learn social. But like that's the whole discrimination against trades is really coming back to sort of bite the people who discriminated against them.
Yeah.
And I hope those fuckers charge those fuckers. I'm not one of them.
I definitely do.
I'll give you a card. So
I'm not one of them. I'm very
it gets broadcast as as it happens, to a website called Twitch TV. Goes to a website called Twitch TV, and it's just everything's live as it happens. It's broadcast through the Scylla mobile network, and people watch, be able to interact with me as I'm hitchhiking around, just to show people that it does still work hitchhiking, because it's kind of fallen out of fashion. Yeah.
In New York,
so. Yeah, that's what people say. Like, I've done it in 27 countries now, and I can't say I've really had a bad experience hitchhiking. And I have turned down rides where someone comes off in a bit of a weird way, and I'm like, yeah, I'll skip this one. So you're responsible for your own safety, but I don't think it's as dangerous as people make it out to be. I get this impression from talking to people that people think it's like playing Russian roulette. You know, like statistically, there's a very high chance you're going to die doing this. Where I don't think that's the case. People have hitchhiked their whole life. I've done it for 4 years. I've done it a lot in 4 years, but people have hitchhiked for 40 plus years of their life. In the grand scheme of things, like, I've done a decent amount of hitchhiking, but there's going to be a significant amount of people have done so much more. Yeah. I've hitchhiked. Sorry, what? All the continents. I'm missing South America. I've technically been to Africa, but I don't count it. I wasn't there long enough to count it. And then Antarctica. So really, I've done in Asia. I've done the Asian part of Russia, Japan, and a bit of Southeast Asia, like Vietnam and Singapore and stuff.
No professional can live there, only if you get a huge kind of
that's why I don't count it, was because I was just in Johannesburg for like a day. It was pretty much a layover, so I don't count it unless I actually explore a little bit. So that's that. Have you traveled a little bit? Yeah.
So you're in the rental?
Yeah.
The rental to your rental?
No, it's more.
Oh, have you?
I'm doing more like commercial real estate. So
that's for business and
yeah. Whereabouts in Africa? Because I want to go there. I just haven't decided where I want to go in Africa.
The company is
South Africa.
expanding, so I'm looking at how the company expands.
Yeah.
What new areas is the company going into? Like what new buildings, more offices, more moving into and stuff.
Yeah.
That's quite a good work. That's a good place. That's a good job to be in.
Yeah.
So you have to be quite strategic in your kind of
very much.
You have to be forward thinking and
Like around Kilimanjaro?
That's more than just
like Tanzania?
That's a higher level kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. It is fun.
Yeah. Okay.
I imagine that.
Because it's definitely somewhere I'd like to go.
I've never been to South America.
Yeah.
No?
It's good.
Yeah, me as well, yeah.
No, finance.
Yeah, I've learned from hitchhiking across Russia that you lose a little bit of the experience if you can't communicate effectively with the local population, and it would be the same case for South America for me, and Africa as well. Parts of Africa, right?
Yeah, that's right. Corporate finance is quite
They do? Okay. No problem? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised in Perry recently, and they were from New York, and they were from the biggest one.
Yeah, Russia was different. I met 2 people in 3 weeks that could speak any amount of English, and it was not much.
We're the
Which,
highest performing financial advisors company in the US. They're taking us for a holiday.
Yeah.
So they ended up in my golf club.
Really?
The same people. So I'm
like people were friendly to me still. Like I was hitchhiked. I went from the Latvian Russian border to Vladivostok. They were still friendly to me. It was just I couldn't connect with them that well because I can't have a conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was because they were the highest performer financial advisors, and I'm a lecturer in this fellow said he said the worst people for taking financial advice were teachers.
For sure.
They only do that because his wife is a teacher in the States.
Yeah. It's how you present yourself. Yeah.
Financial advice is like how they met.
I'm from Vancouver Island. Vancouver Island. There's an island exit. You've been to Victoria? Okay. I'm from 3 hours north of there. It's a place called Comox Valley. But yeah, so Central Island. Yeah.
around Vancouver there one time for crossing the rocks at Penticton. You know Penticton?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Penticton. Yeah. I went to school in Kelowna, which is just north of there.
Yeah. And I'm like, what is that? We're 3 hours.
But yeah, Penticton's nice. It's right between 2 different lakes, and yeah, it's yeah.
I say we go check out Core.
I've had a lot of dealings with people in compliance and corporate finance.
Especially in the summer. Especially in the summer because it's hot, dry there in the summer, and you get the lakes. It's a really nice place to be if you want to.
Forensic accountants, all that.
Okay, a little bit past the busy season, so it had cooled down by then, I assume. Yeah.
There's this one right here.
Oh, I've been in Ireland for like maybe 10 days or something now, and I've been pretty lucky with the weather. I think usually this time of year it'd be mostly rain. Today was a bit of rain, but other than that, yeah, this is yeah.
We were
So
looking for food.
I'd say I've been pretty lucky so far. Another week to 10 days, something like that. We go along the west coast and the south coast and round to maybe Rosslare, take a ferry from there to Wales or something.
And what about your time? Like, what was the... This fellow was gone to half Irish.
Hey. Well, thank you. Oh yeah, I love it. I love it.
I don't mean that.
I was an accounting major. I didn't finish my program because I just didn't want to, and I wanted to see the world, go places, meet people, do things.
And you have Irish connection.
Yeah. You can always go back to it. Yeah.
I'm sure it was special if it was the
You guys trying to get out of here?
We're looking at castles to go.
Castles to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, we are trying to get out of here.
Yeah.
Walk down the street. We don't think we're Canadian. Well, I mean, I don't know what the Canadian.
What's that?
You know what I mean?
We're looking at,
No, let's say you were.
I mean, really anyone. We just want to hit as many castles as we can because we're in Ireland.
That's right. Oh, it is.
That's my first thought.
What is it called?
Clack, yeah. Oh, that's very.
And then my last
There's
name.
Clack.
Bunready. Bunready.
They're still going very strong.
County major, whoa.
The old shoe manufacturers, Clack shoes, very, very popular. They really survived.
Bunready. That does look like a cool
Was it
castle.
yourself that got the idea of coming over for the Christmas to Ireland?
We moved, and so we just were
Are
trying
you
to.
living in Ireland?
No.
No, we both lived in Seattle, so
Well, you're friends,
yeah, we're like, let's do a trip, man. Like, so we chose Amsterdam and Ireland, and here we are.
Yep.
What did you think of Amsterdam?
Is it pretty slow here? Is it pretty slow here this time of
It was a
year?
lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently it's great fun.
Yeah, and I got
Yeah.
4 days of just staying up till
Okay,
5
yeah.
o'clock in the morning.
Especially, well, today's Friday, so today will be busy. Yeah.
So,
Drugs.
yeah.
Wait, is this a hotel or a hostel?
Yeah, it is.
It's a good idea.
That was fun.
Oh,
We
okay.
had a lot of
Alright.
fun.
How many beds are in your hostel dorms?
Well, even without the drugs, we would
Oh.
have just
How much is in each room?
And of course,
Like how many beds in each room?
4.
4. Okay. Oh, that's pretty good.
Did you get the same stuff? You weren't getting
Yeah.
One room with 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we get
We get some family rooms.
What?
Double bed, you know.
I think.
We gotta
Are we heading up?
We're gonna.
No big doors. Okay.
Castle.
What castle?
Carrigafoyle?
Who's that?
It's near Tarbert.
Oh, I'm sure I'm from near there.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
from the store. I know that place very well.
Nice.
That's where I'm from.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I know that place. I used to be brought on mystery tours there. It's the very best of luck to you. You have to
you
get
as
the
well.
ferry. You have to get the ferry.
Nice to talk to you.
Lovely beach anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very much looked anyway.
Awesome. And all my contact info's there if you want to check it out.
I think you were doing it.
Awesome. All right. Have a good one.
Yeah.
See ya.
Stuff. Congratulations, Balton. We're going to Harvard, would you believe? That's actually a stone.
I understood about 5% of what she was saying.
She was talking so fast, and I couldn't help but just stare at this woman the whole time. Like, I was like, "Are you okay?" Like, thinking all day, like, what's going on? Oh, that was a great interaction.
That was a great
Very much
experience.
enjoyed that.
I'm so glad that we got
Yeah, I know, right?
to experience that.
That was great.
I just talked to the barkeep instead.
Yeah, it was awesome that somebody paid for a meal, man. That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was Leeser.
Laser, thank you.
Laser.
Cheers.
That's classic laser move right there.
Yeah, classic Laser. Thank you, Laser. And Itch Yards, thank you for subscribing an hour ago. Welcome to the Twitch channel. How's the year been treating you? It's been wonderful. I've had a great time.
Take the ferry before we go off.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll just head to the ferry.
Are you going for a castle right now, or is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is that you're like, yep, gotta go to a castle?
Yeah.
Well, it kind of served two purposes.
Yeah, we need to get the hell out of here.
I think the next town's like Kilkee or something like that. I think I remember that from when I was in 2015, and I might stop and check out that town. Like, you guys can carry on.
Okay.
I might check out, because I think I spent some time there. Cool. I don't want to relive my nostalgia.
Nice.
Alright, we need to turn around.
Yeah.
I like look up and I'm like, wait, are we on the wrong side of the notebook? I'm like, this is a dead answer. Really.
Thanks, Kilkee.
That was awesome.
That was a good pub experience.
Yes, that was.
I bet that lady was a lot of fun when she was younger.
I bet that lady has some stories that
Yeah.
people are not going to
Well,
understand when she
depending
speaks.
on your current state of mind, she's still a lot of fun now.
Well, no, yeah, that's yeah.
Depends on what you're looking for.
She's still fun now, but probably more fun back in the day. Alright, so go left. I love salty.
Wait, which left or
left.
Oh, sorry.
That way. Yeah, go that way.
The brakes are so straight.
Yeah,
Jesus.
sorry.
Gelling over here.
Don't hit this car.
I'm not drunk. I'm serious.
You're cut off.
It's just.
Done. Alright, yeah, and then we'll just take this all the way to, you said Kilkee?
Like, that's on your route, right?
There's
It's a-
Kill. I'm seeing Kill Murray.
It's before you take the ferry,
Oh, alright.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. 'Cause I think I was there. I think that was the one. Spent some time there.
Nice.
Probably try and find that pub I was in before. And I think.
There's, Kill Rush. Either way,
We'll find it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just west of Kilrush
Alright.
on the N67. Unless you turn up before that. But we'll see.
On the road
I'll keep it.
again.
Alright. So that was the soup.
It was good.
It's actually good?
Burned the
Okay.
shit out of my mouth right away. I was like, I'm so hungry. I was like, oh. But it was delicious.
I mean,
There was no bangers and mash.
there was no bangers and mash, but
Yeah.
It was a much needed sustenance.
Perfect.
Ugh.
got some tunes going.
Yeah. I feel like I have to pick a really good song. I've got like quite the audience.
Get up.
Shit.
No matter what you pick, there'll be some people upset because no one can agree on anything. Even the most simplest thing, 100% of people will not agree on one thing.
I've been really into this song.
Alright. same for my hitchhiking. No shoulders. Like, you just stand on the shoulder and hitchhike from the shoulder. We don't have shoulders. Where do I hitchhike? In the lane.
In the lane. I'm surprised you don't have any like reflective gear.
I lost my high-vis vest. My red jacket's pretty bright, but last night I was walking along the road at night and I just like turn on my headlamp on myself, so I'm like illuminated.
Yeah. What we can't figure out is we're just really wondering what people do for work around here.
Yeah.
Besides like bartending and like
Sheep farming.
sheep farming, like
Yeah, I think a good portion of their money here is from tourism and things supporting the tourist industry. At least this section of Ireland.
yeah, it's like, that makes sense.
This is Quilty.
Gamble on the plane from Amsterdam.
Wait, you can gamble?
Love
Yeah,
to
they're
party.
They're like, okay, buy your scratch tickets.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
not bad. Have either of you ever used all your credit card points to get like free flights and nice flights around?
Yeah.
That's how you had like a Chase Sapphire Reserve, which is, we don't have cards like that in Canada, but I play the credit card churning game where you get cards just for the sign-up bonus, and then you get the sign-up bonus, you cancel the card, you wait a few months, you get it again.
I did the same thing. My card is actually awesome. Like, I recommend it to everyone. Just to, like, you paid for this entire trip.
Yep.
You know, and when you
That way.
So it's probably good. Like, yeah, if you're playing the credit card churning game, I was making like, I was in like under the poverty line in Canada, and I probably had $100,000 in available credit. So you can screw yourself over, but banks just want to throw credit at you because they're hoping that you put some credit on there and pay your 20 to 30% interest rates. So.
And I'm religious about paying my credit card off.
Oh yeah.
Completely off every month. And like,
Yeah, I've never paid interest before.
yeah. So they hate you and me.
But they still make money off of you. Like, you have your annual fee, and then they make their 2 to 5% interchange fee on every purchase you make.
Yeah, a lot of that's, you know, Visa is actually making that, and not the credit card.
The issuer, yeah.
Which that whole thing is a giant racket.
Yeah, a bit, yeah. Wait.
I work with the guy that started the Chase Reserve car.
Okay.
And he said that, you know, they planned for essentially 2 years. They planned for 2 years to release that car, and they still fucked it up. They were expecting 10,000 1,000 subscribers or card holders in the first 3 months.
Yeah.
You can't just go, print more metal cards, And so they were like, and they also wanted, reserve, like when it comes to this nice box, and we open it up, you see lights from Jesus shining on it. But they were like, that was our plan, and then they ended up issuing people like paper cards because they just couldn't print them.
Perfect implementation.
Yeah.
Should use that as a case study for future releases now. But yeah, we have a whole lot less options in Canada, which less, yeah. And same for this thing called manufactured spending. If you're not going to meet the minimum spending to get the welcome bonus points, to like put spending on your card, but then turn it back into cash and pay off your card with that. That's the thing. Also, Canada's very strict about that. So things become difficult. But yeah, like, what was it, last fall I built and then hitchhiking and then flying first class again. So on my way home I flew Etihad first class apartments on their Airbus A380, and you get to shower on that plane.
Pretty much anything that's old, falling apart, I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You have enough room back there?
Oh, I got plenty.
Pull into an off-ramp.
Well, you don't even have a car, so.
But yeah, you get used to whatever you do, so you'll get used to driving on the left, and then you'll have to transition back to the right side.
The car is in his name. And I was like, dude, you gotta fucking let me drive. Like, he's like, no, can't. I'm like, man, come on. Like, don't be a jerk. Like, he's like, dude, no, you can't. I got in, drove it just fine, no problems.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like I was just gonna immediately drive straight to a wall. It was a little stressful, I will say that. Actually, it was pretty stressful. Yeah, it was. Yeah, just stay on this one. There's this castle. Did we already check that out? Dukenberg? Looks like,
We haven't been this far, so
looks just like that one bit that
we go there.
it's like right off the road, like literally, like you probably see it from the road. Alright, just stop, check it out, hop back in.
There's a castle up here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
And it's like right next to the road. Yeah, like, and I was like, alright, we're going
This is the
Joe Trump.
Well, no, that's his golf course.
Oh, that's the golf course.
Oh, this is what people were talking about. They were saying this earlier. The Trump golf course thing?
Yeah.
Well, isn't there, he was saying that there's a golf course that Ireland was like, you're not allowed to come here. You can't go here. Which I fully support.
Yes.
double pass.
He's like, all right.
Falling pass.
Both of you guys.
We almost made it up to the speed limit on that straight stretch.
I know. This is the speed limit. I feel like I'm all
His car, he does very well. Like when we were in California last time we were like together hanging out, and we woke up like late and we were running to the airport and like the Uber driver was like, "There's a road where I can hit 100." We're like, "Okay." He's like, "Are you guys cool with that? You're not gonna give me a bad rating?" We're like, "Do it, man." So like we get on the road and he like goes around somebody and then he just floors you and we're like doing 100. Like it was awesome. So this castle is coming up. Basically, we've gone over 2 bridges. On the right. Right at the second bridge.
Alright. This is an interesting collection of music.
Do you like it?
Yes, I do. You just never know what you're gonna get next.
Nope.
Still habitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 out of 5 stars. Some updating.
Castle. You guys teleported? means this is another castle. No way. Very large buffer, now we're out of the car. Well, there you go. Happens when the internet sucks. Time check or recorded. Now, I don't know why, coming into the town where you think the signal would be better, we had big connection. If going outside of the car, it seems to be working a lot better. Oh, they're actually going for a pee. Okay, never mind. Just watching Trevor while I brush my teeth. As you should. That's the proper thing to do. Doonbeg Castle, yes. Doonbeg Castle, the small fort, was built early in the 16th century. It was possessed by the O'Briens of Thomond and later by the McMahons of West Corca Basin. In 1598, Tadcock McMahon garrisoned the castle, which was surrendered to the Earl of Thomond a year later. He promptly had the garrison hanged in couples face to face. Later, King James I made a grant of the castle to Daniel O'Brien, brother of the Earl. Boom, history. There you go. And it's seen better days. As you can see. It's taking 41 days to travel to Ireland? No, Iceland, England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Republic of Ireland. Not just Ireland. Pretty small town. That's the Airbnb for the night? Yeah. No temperature control in this one, no shower. Well, actually, here's the shower. Comes with palm trees. Whenever I see palm, it just feels out of place. Nice thick walls, yeah.
On to the next castle. Is that your clutch?
Michelin guide. Huh. Don't understand how he survived in Iceland. What do you mean? Actually, it was pretty mild, of all things.
Oh, Kilkee.
Yeah. I think it's the next town or something.